Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
What it do, boo? What's up? Thanks for tuning in. This is RAERAES with RAERAES all day, reviewing Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Season 4 Reunion Part 1 of 3. Woo, child, it's been busy, y'all. It's been busy. How y'all doing? If you haven't heard this already from me, Happy New Year 2024. And if you have heard from me already, I appreciate you for watching my reviews. Yes. I'm reviewing Real Housewives shows. Who else? Bell Collective, Love and Marriage. I think DC is coming through. Star shows, the Power Universe. Right now, Kane is acting a plum freaking fool, and Raquel is trying to keep his ass in check, but he found out all kind of stuff about his mama, and he ain't trusting nobody but himself, not even his homie Fame, but this ain't about that. Y'all watch my reviews over there. Just after you're done with this, back up and go ahead and just click on my other videos from the Stars universe. Anywho, I hope you're having a good time. Oh boy, let me get a little sip. Hold on. Yeah, baby. Yes. So we're gonna get right into it, right? Now, I had to pull some looks from off this website, right? We're just gonna roll on through. The website, baby, the website, yes. Was it big blonde hair? That is just too cute. I love that website name. But yeah, these are the looks, y'all. Isn't that kind of cute? I thought I would just pull it up on the website itself. Shout out to Big Blonde Hair again. And they look kind of cute. Now, even though she was the mean old lion of the group, I thought Monica looked the best. That's just me and my opinion, but we're going to get through it, right? Lisa Barlow, there she go. Now, this isn't anything that's, she's so Jersey. She's so Jersey-licious. Oh, do y'all remember that show, Jersey-licious? Oh, that was my show back in the day. OMG, that was my show back in the day, okay? They had the best drama. It was so authentic. It was so authentic, I can't stand it. It was so authentic. And then they went on to make that show Chicago-licious. That kind of flopped because I think people were trying too hard, especially the head BICTH in charge. I forgot her name, but it wasn't even her shot. It wasn't her show, but she thought it was. But anyway, back to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Reunion, Part 1 of 3 of Season 4. Yeah, so this is Lisa Barlow. With a clear heel. Okay, girl. I mean, see the shoes? She going to the club. See, look. Now, Meredith Marks. Now, even though it looks like what it looks like, I would have appreciated a more higher, like some shoulder pads to make it, more, what can I say? Authentic to the look, because it looks drab. Meredith never really gives a good look. She's, I don't know what she goes for and what she wants to look like. I mean, everybody's cup of tea ain't everybody's cup of coffee. I get it. But I'm gonna go ahead and just move on because even when it's by itself without her in it, it looks worse. It's just my opinion. Okay, that's kind of cute. Whitney Rose, girl. Uh-uh. It was very plain looking, you know. It really wasn't all that. We're gonna move on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, real, yeah. Mm-hmm. I liked Heather's dress. Now I'm a sucker for pleats. Anything with a pleat, I'm with it. But it did look real good on her. Plus, she's the thickest of the group. Ow. And it's just always it just always looks better, in my opinion, when you fill out a dress. A dress shouldn't be, shouldn't wear you. You should wear the dress. And so, with that being said, she fills out the dress very well. I wish they would have had more of a frontal picture of her, but I'm sure they have other pictures of her that shows the front. But yeah, it's a beautiful color too. AngieK, she's going to the club. I'm not a fan of her. Moving on. Anybody else? Mary Cosby, very church lady. I'm glad she got her hair game together a lot better than the previous seasons. Because, I don't care what nobody say. When you wear a wig or a headpiece, it's supposed to look like your hair. Even though we may know it's not, it's supposed to look like it's coming out of your scalp. And this season, she's looked great. Yes, I love that bottom. I would love to see what her shoe looks like, but I'm sure when part 2 and 3, whichever part she's on comes out, we'll see more of her on those parts than we did part 1. And yeah, I need to see that shoe, Mary. I need to see that shoe. Was that it? Oh, no, but Monica Garcia. Again, y'all, she was my favorite. Don't hate me. Don't leave me nasty comments. Let me see the shoe. Mm-hmm. Cute. I mean, again, maybe I'm just, partial to the thicker girls of the group. Is that what it is? It's just something about a woman who fills out a dress. And she does. She got T, she got A, she got hips and a cinched waist. She's slim, thick, and it's just like Heather. Heather is just a tad bit thicker than slim. She's thick, slim. And Monica is slim, thick. I think this is the last one, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, like I said, the reunion looks look great. I'm really happy for the women. They're doing their thing. Monica tore it down. She made them thank and thank and thank. We're going to get into it right now, child. So they start off, right? How does it feel that Jen is not filming? They good, they ain't nobody said they miss her. I don't think I heard it. Y'all heard it? Did y'all see it? Did y'all hear it? Anybody say it when we miss her? No, child. Because she terrorized them folks. Little Tasmanian something. Child, Monica. They dive in straight to Monica like bam, bam, boom. They want to know our labels, are pretty much labels are important, to match up with the cast. So the whole thing about labels with her, she wanted to fit in, now I remember back in 8th grade when I started to go to a predominantly white middle school because I lived in a middle class African American neighborhood. And then I went to the elementary school that was predominantly like 99% African American, and so then, my family is 99.9%, 999% African American. So, then, the places we went, church, of course, that's where we grew up, Christian, Southern Baptist. So that's 99.99% African American. So a lot of my life, I knew mostly of African American culture and all forms of fashions. Not all, but you know what I'm saying. So when I started to go to this predominantly white Caucasian, um, predominantly because at that point there were a mixture of different types of Caucasians. There were Russians and Polish, um, uh, American. Let's see if I remember some of the people specific. What's that? What's that country? Italian, because they are European. Hello, um, and some of those Czech Republic. I remember a couple of people were, and then then the mixture of others, but it was predominantly, of the European persuasion, right, and all the different branches of. So it was, a culture shock. So I understood what Monica was going through. She wanted to fit in, and I did too. I thought I had to assimilate, not because of what I was told, just trying to fit in. And so, I started to more so. Now, the dressing was pretty much everybody dressed the same. It was more of a, an Americanized way of dressing, but just to notice some of the things that they, were into that was different from what some people I knew were into personally, and just pretty much even with some of the hairstyles I wanted to do, just to more assimilate. And I thought it was, just a cool, place or, a cool thing to do. Again, eighth grade, going into eighth grade, leaving seventh, and child, the grade I was in, the school I was in at seventh was like, ooh, child, ghetto, gunshots. I had to leave that school ASAP. That's a whole different story for a different conversation. Woo, child, I'm so glad I left that school. Anyway, but yes, I get it how Monica felt. She wanted to match up with the rest of the cast. And she was a little annoyed by the $60,000 ring. Oh, it cost 60,000. Oh, I get it. Don't nobody want to keep hearing now. Even though the wealthy people on the show, they seemed annoyed too. But because Monica, didn't even probably. Well, she probably she may not have even had 60K in her savings account, let alone her checking account. Just to know a piece of jewelry is worth 60K. I'm pretty sure that kind of annoyed her too, like she said, but it was more so the mentioning of it. Now, when it all came out about the value, the sentimental value of the ring, now I'm sorry, but Lisa's just full of shit. If I wanted if I really was into the sentimental value of it, that's the one thing I would always say. And that's not what she said. She only mentioned the value. She didn't even in the midst of it all. You're thinking about the value more so than the sentimental part of it, and that's what would have changed the course of how Monica thought. Like Monica said, and I agree with Monica on that. So the rumor Monica stole it. I didn't even hear that at all. But I guess they figured the broke girl probably took it. That's messed up. But anywho, so she goes ham on AngieK as she always does. Monica really has it out for AngieK, but I don't get it. I don't like AngieK. I'm not a fan. She seems like the girl that would just how she did Meredith, just all up in her grill, just approaching her when Meredith made it painfully obvious that she don't see it for AngieK. Child, see, AngieK is the type that make you want to slap her face off. I'm just saying. Everybody say that they don't condone violence, but everything you say after the but negates everything before the but. So everybody condones violence at a certain circumstance. So I condone violence. I'm telling you right now, I condone. I condone violence, dag nabbit, and all I know is I don't see it for AngieK. AngieK needs to stay away from me. I don't like that woman. So it all boils down to Monica interning with Jen. How Monica said that she interned pretty much. She, worked for free, helping out a friend. But then Heather pulls out a recording of Monica on some social media site somewhere off the World Wide Web net. And it, was Monica saying, well, mentioning, how certain celebrities did this and did that. Now they're billionaires or millionaires. So, it's my turn. So that kind of debunked what Monica said, on top of they all know her as a liar. So then another debunk that production pulls up was the email Monica was asked how she got on the show, where Monica mentioned how there, it's a bunch of losers on the show. It's a bunch of, non-desirables on the show. And she's like, no, I didn't say that. I just simply said, but it was a lie, because the email said, I'm a feisty Latina situation and y'all want me on the show. Girl. Now, if there's more than one email, then production's being shady, but they only show that one particular email. Y'all can go back and look at it, y'all. Yeah, so all I know is her rededication to the Mormon church was grueling. They talked about that, and then Heather chimed in to say you have to do X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C, D, E, F, and M, and O. So it's a whole lot. And Monica, they also questioned her about the affair she had with her brother-in-laws, and she just clarified that it wasn't her husband's brother. It was her husband's sister's husband. So, it still wasn't right, wasn't good. And then Whitney attested to the horror comments that she got online when she spoke about her, affair and how she got with Justin. So she didn't, she kind of added empathy and sympathy for Monica, but, Whitney pretty much, came to Monica's defense a little bit, but didn't really say she was coming to her defense, because they all have to stand for Monica based on, Monica, not really child. Monica, just doing, what she was doing, child. Anywho, so we go to Meredith issues, right? Meredith issues with Whitney, issues with Lisa. Lisa insulting Whitney's bereavement. Whitney goes off on Heather. Meredith, respects feelings but not reciprocated. So before we get to Meredith's respects feelings, Meredith issues with Whitney based on what Whitney said about her bathtub being nasty and dirty. Meredith has a respect for bathtubs, okay? And you don't mess with Meredith like we all do. When Meredith was left without a bathtub on that trip, she was just out of sorts. She didn't know her up for down, and she just couldn't believe how people didn't respect her feeling about having a bathtub, and the fact that she was ill on the trip and no one took that into consideration. That tells me they don't see it for Meredith and they don't care, especially when people who don't care to have a bathtub didn't even want to mention, I'll switch with you. Hello, that's kind of messed up. Then her issues with Lisa. Lisa tends to go off when she feels as though she should. And that's that arrogance when people are wealthy, I think. She is the least of my worry. However, Meredith deals with her with a 85-foot pole because, after all of that type of, rigmarole she endured from Lisa before, Meredith, handles her the way she needs to. I don't know if Meredith is going to last on this show because Meredith is not happy with how the women disrespects people's feelings. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Lisa insulting Whitney's bereavement. Again, Lisa is so self-centered. It is offensive. I mean, when people are bereaving and grieving, Lisa takes it upon herself to put her feelings first. And if you are really sentimental about people's grief, you would disregard the other things you're doing in that moment and get to them first. As soon as you see them, oh, let me get to her, and then move on to whatever else you're doing. But for some reason or another, Lisa needs to take care of herself first and then get with Whitney after. And I'm like, didn't you say you're with your BFF, on the phone? I guess she was playing for real because it seemed like, she really wasn't seeing it for Whitney. And I'm just going to say it like that. Lisa doesn't really see it for Whitney. And it was obvious during Whitney's bereavement time. Whitney goes off on Heather. Okay. I think Whitney also, like Lisa, goes off on a tangent when, she feels as though she should. That whole thing about Whitney saying how Heather got in the way of Whitney and Lisa's friendship by sticking her nose in it and making, certain accusations or assumptions was wrong. I don't believe Heather is that way. And again, because Lisa thinks the way she thinks, she says things the way she feels she should instead of saying it verbatim. So when Lisa delivers the information to folks, it comes out wrong and people believe it. So, yeah. So here we go. Meredith feels disrespected, her feelings disrespected, and she wants people to reciprocate the affection she gives them. But like again, Meredith, they don't see it for you, girl. She feels her castmates don't care enough to see her side. True. 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 And that's that on that. What more can you say? Then we got Whitney. She's irritated with Lisa. Like I said, she's sick and tired of Lisa putting herself first and not seeing it for Whitney. But Whitney, ain't that what Meredith said about the rest of y'all? So, So AngieK is answering the gay rumors about her husband, Sean, and didn't, give Meredith an apology because AngieK wants to stay on the show and she wants to keep that thing going instead of deadening it then and there when she could have. All she could have said was, even though Meredith alluded to it, I believe, like she said, Monica put it out there for the whole world. That's all she had to say. But she didn't. She wants to keep that line of aggression with Meredith going for next season. But we got, I say that for right now for part 1. Maybe part 2 and 3, AngieK will, subside and apologize. Actually, everybody need to apologize to Meredith. I'm with Meredith. Y'all need to give folks respect when respect is due, but they are so caught up in their own BS that they don't see the forest from the trees. Meredith is owed an apology, period, point blank. Child. Anyway, so rumors on AngieK more about that. Sean is not gay. Sean was pretty much outed, not outed, but, claims to be outed by Monica, but initiated by Meredith. And again, AngieK didn't apologize for that. She wants to keep that going. But, Meredith, read a dossier of insults by AngieK, and all AngieK could do was make it, make a funny joke reference in response to it and not be serious. Again, AngieK is happy to have her moment as a housewife because Jenna's not there. And she believes, ha ha, look at me now. And oh, ha ha, look, you know how her voice is. I'm not gonna even try and duplicate that horrible sound that comes out of her throat. But yeah, she is enjoying just her. AngieK and Monica are pretty much the same. They're both malicious in nature with their intent. And AngieK, even though AngieK didn't go to the lengths of, harassment the way Monica did, AngieK is on the show basically because Jenna's not. It's pretty much a ha ha F you to Jen because, Jen embarrassed her down to the where were they? I forgot where they were, but was it Long Beach or was it in California where they were? Anywho, Jen embarrassed AngieK down to the pouring of the water on the head. And furthermore, again, I don't know how these women allow other women to just physically do things to them without any type of innate reaction. Just, oh, what do you? I mean, it's easy to walk back up and grab their arm. Well, girl, what you do? All sorts of ways to maybe get a little bit, but not the whole doggone cup. And furthermore, to have that conversation as if there's no need for being irate or any more aggression than what we saw. But yeah, AngieK got her. Ooh, salud. AngieK is loving this because she is pretty much sticking it to Jen, just like Monica is in this moment. And that's that on that. Y'all, season 2 is coming out real shortly, and I can't wait to see the rest. I think there's 2. I think, yeah, like I said, part 1 of 3. I can't wait for part 2, and I know you can't too. So I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't already, please check out my other videos, like I mentioned in the beginning of this review. All right, y'all. See ya. All day.